Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekly twin astrology forecast for the week ahead. Keep in mind, guys, timing and energy is fluid. Although most of these energies will be playing out this week, this reading may or may not be for you. So welcome into a brand new week of some very intense cosmic and astrology energies. I feel we are on the precipice of a major breakthrough when it comes to these twin soul unions. And without a doubt, we have another very, very intense week ahead. And I do feel major breakthroughs are likely, especially with the masculine counterpart. And so I think it's all going to be about perspective when it comes to handling ourselves with these intense energies this week, because there are some major changes brewing and there is an emotional storm brewing below the surface. We do have that North Node conjunction with Uranus this week, which is all about some major shakeups. And over the last couple of weeks, we've been in all of this Cancer energy going into our emotions, trying to figure out what it is that we need to create that stability in our emotional life. And so the North Node energy over the last few weeks has been building when it comes to our soul path, our destined path this lifetime. And it's been inching towards Uranus. And so we've already been experiencing a lot of changes. And Uranus is all about sudden shakeups and massive changes. And so there are some very significant shifts that are happening when it comes to our overall life path this week. Get ready to be put on a brand new trajectory if you've been stuck. And this is happening both on an individual and a collective energy. And so we are all being divinely redirected. And in order to embrace these energies, we are being asked to go within and to align with our true soul's North Node this lifetime. And so get ready to re-examine where you've been playing it small, where you've been masking your truth, because Uranus is bringing in this sudden electric surprise, a shock surprise. Bolts of lightning is what I was shown. So I think new inspiration, new insights, and whatever's been brewing below the surface, the time is now to embrace these major changes that many of us have been wanting to make anyway in our own life. And so get ready to get fully grounded in your authentic truth. Get ready to figure out what your passions are this lifetime and how to live an unapologetically truthful life. We are here to embody soul-based happiness. So many of the divine masculines have been stuck in a very karmic situation. They felt stifled, repressed. Their soul has been oppressed in that karmic contract. And I think this Uranus North Node conjunction this week is going to bring a lot of disruption in the masculine's life and bring forward this feeling of, I finally had enough. It's time for me to take action and to break free. And with all of these Leo energies working in opposition with Pluto, I think a lot of the divine masculines are going to be facing a lot of drama in the energies this week. And all of this is to get the divine masculine to go deep into this unresolved childhood wounding and to get to the root cause of all of these negative recurring relationship experiences. A lot of these masculines are feeling very unheard, very unloved, and very unsupported. And they're right at this rock bottom energy where the feminine was at the beginning of the journey. And so what goes around definitely comes around. But this Uranus energy is saying it's time to embrace this karmic freedom. And there's going to be a lot of starseed activations taking place. And it's finally time for us to stop hiding behind that mask, to embrace our uniqueness, and to stop playing by these status quo rules. And so it's this Aquarian energy. We are going into the age of Aquarius, breaking outside of that programmed belief box we've been put in. And so the masculine is being asked to reach a place of resolution when it comes to embracing these major changes and really evaluating how he's been living his life and how he has been interacting with others. We also have the new moon in Leo this week, and so it's like shot through the heart energy is what I kept hearing. I think it's Bon Jovi, shot through the heart, and you're to blame. And I think the karmic's really given love a bad name for the masculine, and so I think get ready to really look at your life, how you present yourself when it comes to the world around you. And I think Spirit is saying, hey, it's time to hone in on this and to release where we have settled for less for in the past. And a lot of these masculines settled into this karmic contract because it was that comfort zone. It allowed them to play small. It allowed them to feed their ego. And I feel now a lot of these karmics are talking down to the masculine, and it's creating a huge self-worth block. And so the days of settling for less, I think, are over. I know they are for me. I will never, ever settle for less again. And so a lot of these masculines are being strongly pushed to shed that mask, to go into their fears, and to show their true imperfect self to the world and to the divine feminine, which the divine feminine is already aware of the masculine and everything that he hides behind that mask anyway. And so Pluto retrograde is triggering a lot of these energies, and we've been feeling this for weeks now. And it's this poking, prodding energy, kind of telling the masculine, yo, wake up time. It's wake up time. It's time to step into your true benevolent power. It's time to be authentic with yourself, first and foremost, so you can be authentic with others. And so when we are inauthentic, we are being fake. And a lot of these masculines have really been fake with their friendships and the karmic relationships. They've been selling themselves short. And they've not been honoring their true self and what's been true on their heart. And so there's a lot of shame, guilt, and fear coming up. And this is what has led the masculine down this path of survival. And so I feel, the masculine really has deflected this connection because of all of the underlying pain that he's been refusing to look at, so he can release it and to step into this new higher timeline with the feminine. So a lot of the masculines are being guided to return to the feminine, to embrace their uniqueness, and to move past where maybe they have been guilted by the karmic contract to fit into this status quo or to make other people more comfortable. A lot of these masculines are in this contract feeling like they have to earn love. And so there's a lot of underlying wounds attached to this, especially when it comes to a mother or a father wound from childhood. A lot of these masculines were shamed in childhood, either by their peers or their parents or their teachers. They've been criticized, they've been judged, and they've not been willing to embrace this healing journey when it comes to resolution and moving forward into the light and the greatness that the divine feminine has already anchored in when it comes to this Christ consciousness, this unity consciousness. And so the energy this week is opening up the masculine to receive this unity and this love from the divine feminine. And with the North Node conjunct Uranus happening, all of this in Taurus, it's like a big, big Taurus stellium. And I've already done an in-depth video about that. I will tag it to the end, and I will go into depth more so in the daily messages this week with all of these energies. But you think of Taurus, the Hierophant. Taurus is the embodiment of love. It is Venus's ruler. It is about partnerships, and it is about the heart. And so this is a very heightened week for the Twin Flame Collective is what I'm feeling. And with Mars nearing this conjunction, that's all going on in the background, and it will be exact on, I believe it is August the 1st. There's like this big wake-up call when it comes to major changes for the masculine twin. More so next week than this week, but all of this buildup is playing out this week. And so Venus in its home domain in conjunction with Uranus and North Node is shaking us up so we stop self-sacrificing in these karmic contracts. And a lot of these masculines self-sacrifice. They play the martyr, they play the victim. Oh, poor pitiful me. And so a lot of these masculines are being guided by the divine to stop playing into all of these karmic agendas in their relationships and to stop living out these old relationships based in fear. And I feel a lot of the masculines are entrenched in all kinds of conflicting drama in the energies in order to radically show them that they need to accept themselves for who they are. They need to accept this divine counterpart union, and they need to open up to love once and for all. And so I do think it's going to be quite an emotional week, because so many keep hiding their truth, or they've been made to feel wrong about their truth. And whether this is conscious or subconscious motivation, many of the divine masculines have been dimming their light, which in turn has dwindled their manifestation powers, because we are not allowed to manifest everything we've asked for when we are connected to these karmic contracts, and we're playing into all of these dramas with people that are paying back karmic debt. You don't want to stay connected to somebody that has a lot of karmic debt to pay, because then you're going to go down with them. And I do feel like the need for the masculine to speak up. My throat has been irritated for days and days. And so this is a huge call for the masculine to activate that throat chakra and to activate their soul frequency that they have been kind of dulling down. And so a lot of these masculines were coerced, misguided into that false contract by their social circle. They were guilted into trying to make it work with the karmic time and time again, which has created all kinds of complications and has caused all kinds of deflections. And so this really is a time for letting go of these old karmic timelines once and for all, to release all of these falsehoods about love, about people. And, you know, a lot of these masculines have been coerced by people that don't even know or have experienced true love in their hearts. And so how can you get relationship advice from somebody who has never ever held the energy of true love in their heart like the feminine has? And so I feel a lot of these masculines are feeling very silly for staying where they've been at, for being told that, you know, this toxic relationship dynamic is love, and we don't give up on people that we love, but we don't keep playing into these toxic dynamics and call it a state of love. And so in order to have love, you have to be open to love, because at the core, we are love. We are unconditional love at the core. And so the masculine really needs to stop listening to these people who are playing into ego and fear-based energies. And I feel a lot of these people think they know what's best for the masculine, but all it has done is led to this very karmic web of entanglement. And we are on the precipice of this breaking point. I feel the masculine is about to break. And I feel he knows it's time to release this old entrenched belief system around love, partnerships, money, harmony. And I think they're really going deep this week when it comes to all of these rigid concepts, their rigid ego, and going into the realms of the heart. And so a lot of the masculines are being guided away from control issues. A lot of these masculines try to control everything in their outer world, and that's just not going to work. We need to go into our heart center when it comes to this connection, which is this space of powerful manifestation. When we manifest from the heart and we are open and we are aligned, the power of love can create miracles. And so a lot of these masculines have been missing out on joy and bliss in their life that they could have had with the feminine, because they were out there trying to force things to happen in a connection that was never meant to work out in the first place. And instead of them going within, they've been these control freaks. And so the energy this week is revolutionizing everything in the masculine's life. I think they're going through a very unsettling period of time, deep with anxiety, worry, and they know this is coming. They've been feeling it coming, and now is the week to release it so we can move out of these 3D cycles once and for all. And so all of these old energetic and emotional blockages are surfacing, and a lot of the feminines are transmuting a lot of this negativity surfacing for the masculine, because we do share an auric field. And so a lot of the feminines have been completely opened to this higher state, to this unity. And the 3D physical reality in the masculine's life is like drama. Drama, drama, drama. And I think that's going to be a challenge this week. Especially with the Leo energy, drama is going to be very likely. And so these Leo energies bring forward this inflated sense of ego, this inflated sense of self-importance. And I feel that's where the karmics are at, this inflated sense of me, 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 I'm important, I'm important. And there's going to be a lot of intense emotional reactions when it comes to this stifling energy. And so I feel what's really happening with the Pluto energy is we're being asked to step into our power and to release this fear. Nobody has a right to tell us what to do or how to go towards our happiness. And so if the masculine can deflect this drama and go into self-protection, they can look deeper at the fear, and then they can actually finally take responsibility once and for all. And with the new moon in Leo and Jupiter going retrograde the same day, intense. So Jupiter squaring Uranus, North Node, as all of this turns retrograde, this is a new beginning, but not without releasing these past involvements once and for all. And so the energy is encouraging us to not place so much value on the material world. A lot of these masculines are all about the material world, and that's their value, material goods, things. And so a lot of these masculines are fixated on this karmic contract because of these things that they've accumulated. And how paradoxical is that? Because you know what? Most people in the world that are living their best, happiest life have very little to nothing anyway, because materialism doesn't bring you that sense of fulfillment. And so I feel the feminine is stepping into this advancement when it comes to her sage gifts. And we don't care if we get the credit for what it is we're doing. We're not here for that credit. We're not here for people to believe us or follow us in droves. We're here to live that life of alignment, and if people are drawn to us, great. And so I think we're here to embrace these blissful, loving connections. We are here to open up to this twin flame union, and we are here to enjoy the simple experiences of life. So I feel a huge perspective shift for many of the masculines. I'm not saying go and get rid of everything you own, but I feel a lot of the masculines are going to be losing a lot of material comforts this week in order for them to reconsider the importance that they've placed on materialism, greed, and their outside world, and where they've been giving away their ability to create happiness on the inside. All of these outer things will never, ever give you that happiness. And so a lot of these masculines have allowed the karmic entity to rob them of their royalty, their majesty. And when we are in our true queen and king energy, that is when we know we are powerful and we are worthy. And so this new moon is all about the heart and the art of allowing things to play out the way that they are meant to. And so in order to shift into unity consciousness, we also have to release the chase. So we're not here to chase, we're here to attract. I know in the very beginning stages, a lot of the feminines go into this obsessive chase, and that is a block for allowing energies of love in. And so a lot of the feminines have balanced that chasing energy out. I feel a lot of the karmics are in that chasing energy now. And as the feminine embraces love, bliss, and unity in every moment of our every waking day of our life, that is when we can align everything in our physical lives. And we're not chasing, we're attracting. And so I feel a lot of fixation on materialism in the masculine's world and this deliverance energy. A lot of these masculines have this destination preoccupation, or this future faking preoccupation, which makes them give their power away. And so think of Leo. Leo is the heart. Where does your heart belong? Where does your courage lie? And I'm going to go into that a little bit deeper when I do the new moon reading, because you think about it, a lot of the feminines have been bravely living out of the heart, and the masculines have been this cowardly lion when it comes to their truth. And so This moon is allowing us all this restart in so many areas of our life this week. But we can't keep letting ourselves off the hook when it comes to the past. Whatever's happened needs to be addressed. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be a conversation so we can finally close the book on these past karmic timelines and move into that brand new chapter of unconditional love. And so, are we willing to allow our hearts to be heard and to mean it? And so I think the masculine really is being asked to release all fear and worry and conflict and drama this week that comes from this karmic timeline, and to embrace this state of oneness with the divine feminine, because we are here to create heaven on earth. And what matters most is what matters to the heart. And so when we shift our perspective to be willing to see what's truly on the heart, then we can open up and feel it and experience it to the fullest. So let's jump in with some cards. There's all kinds of construction going on outside. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I can feel it. The floor is like vibrating right now. They're tearing up the road. And so new curbs are being laid around the neighborhood. So let's jump in with some cards, guys. We will start off with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. So the masculine does need to cut all of these negative cords. A lot of the feminines have done this integration process when it comes to these unhealthy energies for this release and this renewal. And so the masculine really is being asked to deepen his relationship to himself this week and to step into that mastery. So I do feel a lot of the masculines are reaching the conclusion of that karmic contract, really tapping into their higher self and preparing to take accountability. So I feel a huge dismissal of the ego. There is a divine plan at work unfolding in the masculine's life, because the divine is orchestrating meaningful long-term results when it comes to these connections. And I feel the masculine is being shown all of these unhealthy relationships and has been deeply criticized as a reflection of what it is that he needs to heal from the inside out. And so it's feeling like a divine tower because the masculine needs to take that proverbial bandage off. And so the masculine is going to be facing a huge challenge this week in order for the veil to be lifted when it comes to that karmic contract. Peeling back the layers, seeing the situation for exactly what it is. And he's going to be tested this week to stand up in his beliefs, to stand up in his true courage, his true Leo strength. I know, honey. And to practice unconditional love by showing love to himself first and foremost in order to promote healthier relationships. And so there's a lot unfolding in the masculine's life, not according to his expectations, in order for him to understand that he is not in control. The divine is in control, and he is being asked to reach a level of mastery and to dismiss the lower ego, to come forward in gratefulness towards the divine feminine and compassion and being accountable. And there is without a doubt going to be a massive relationship paradigm shift, because the feminine is what speaks to the masculine soul, not the karmic. The karmic speaks to the masculine's ego. And so it's time to reach the conclusion. It's time to take accountability for the masculine to look into the mirror, to stop blaming everybody else for all of his shortcomings. There's like this filtering energy, right? And if they are to take total ownership of the past and the future, they're going to have to face this challenge, and they're going to have to reach a level of forgiveness and detachment in order to liberate themselves from this cycle of pain, restriction, abuse, and the acknowledgement of the fact that they have incarnated with their divine counterpart, and releasing all of these complexities so we can finally bring this high vibration love into the world. And so they are releasing this tight grip they've had on that material foundation, and there is a higher power at work. So for the feminine, you're really going to want to just spend some quiet time and introspection this week. You're going to want to spend time alone because Spirit is conveying all kinds of messages to you. A lot of the feminines are channelers of these spiritual energies. And I think a lot of the feminines this week are being asked to disconnect and to just be in the energies, because we are stepping into our greater purpose this lifetime. And so a lot of the feminines are really stepping into their path, their blessings, their good fortune. And I feel they're really needing to show the masculine some empathy when it comes to these deep-seated wounds that are creating all kinds of challenges in his life. And, you know, we did agree to this soul contract, this life. We agreed to go into all of these past life soul contracts that shaped all of these wounds that have kept us apart. And I feel we are preparing to walk into a new timeline. And so the feminine, I feel, has felt worlds apart from the masculine. We've been on different timelines for a very long time. And I feel the feminine is being called to show compassion and understanding towards the masculine, because we are the teacher in this situation. And I feel as the masculine learns this very painful lesson, we are being asked to just ground and to deepen our relationship to self as well when it comes to our teaching capabilities. So, educated and royalty. So, a lot of higher education when it comes to building our future successes is coming up in the energies this week. And this was definitely a hard-earned lesson for sure. And we are stepping into our royal lineage. We are being crowned, and we are stepping into the heir of the throne with the Leo energy for this Lion's Gate. So we're going to get a few more energies on the masculine side. Laborer. So I feel a lot of the masculines have really been exerting themselves, and really no financial reward has come. Like working, long hours. Really in the 3D world is what I'm feeling. And I also feel a huge loss. I also feel a lot of the karmic's calling was to care for the masculine when it comes to the loss of the feminine. A lot of these masculines have been spending their days and their nights longing for the divine feminine. And the karmic is about to ravage a war on the masculine because she's been giving with little to no return of love from the masculine. And this has been an enslavement, and the masculine really has lost his freedom of choice or his ability to take action in this karmic circumstance. And he's definitely at the mercy of the karmic, who is ravaging all kinds of chaos and conflict in his life. Is there any other messages for the masculine for the week ahead? All right, we're going to dig into the feminine side now. What needs to come through on the feminine side for the week ahead, please? Overindulgence. And so moderation is key for the feminine. If you've been overindulging or there is addictions you need to address, I think this is the week to address them. I also feel the feminines have caught themselves a big one. That kingfisher energy. And I feel harvest time for the feminine. I also feel, you know, the feminines have embraced moderation and financial discipline, and you are without a doubt divinely protected as the masculine goes deep into this state of fear. I feel a lot of the masculines have been a victim of theft or crime or abuse in that karmic contract, and you are protected from the karmic coming towards you. And so I feel no more hiding this connection that's been a secret. So many of the feminines lose themselves in the beginning of this connection, and we experience, you know, that poverty. A lot of the feminines hit that ground zero. We lose it all. We lose our career. We lose our job. We are humiliated. We lose, you know, our good name in this connection. And so a lot of the feminines have been brought down, and we've faced many struggles on the journey. And as the feminine steps into gratefulness for the lessons, for everything we've rebuilt, that is when luck is on our side. And I feel a lot of the masculines have been to war, and they definitely need the healing hands of the feminine after this devastation that they've been going through. And they are being instructed to go towards the feminine and to also step into their calling and to share the knowledge that they have fulfilled, because we are stepping into our ancient origins. And it is our duty as twin flames to help the collective move into these higher states of consciousness. And so that mask, oh boy, there's a storm brewing. It is about to crumble. The masculine can no longer hide behind that mask when it comes to really wanting to come forward, and all of that deep regret of walking away from the feminine. And they've been dreaming about you, and this is about to kind of explode with all of the Mars energy playing out as well. So let's dig into the masculine first. We're living the past, and it come out sideways, so I feel he's about ready to come out of that very dark evaluation and head towards his hopes and wishes, which is the feminine. And he wants to fix what's broken. He absolutely does want to fix what's broken. He knows this is a deep past life connection, and that this is the spiritual marriage, and we are already intertwined in the etheric realms. This has already been divinely ordained. On the feminine side, please. Try that again. Any messages for the feminine? So the feminine is all done completing her karmic lessons and preparing to receive a message. These bottled up emotions are brewing to the surface, and there is some big changes coming and an apology coming. A lot of these masculines are feeling very badly for not being there for us in our time of need, abandoning us at rock bottom, for being so avoidantly dismissive of us, of this connection, breaking our trust. How do you get that trust back? How do you get that back, right? And I feel a lot of the feminines, all they want is that accountability for the keeping in the dark, leaving us out, for being gone away for so long, for not telling us earlier what's been going on in their life, and for not cleaning up this mess that they've made, pretty much. And so there's an apology coming for this betrayal, and there is an apology coming because they want to make this right. So a huge release of the grief of the past in order for this heart healing and for these life partnerships to come together. Huge karmic lesson closing out. And the masculine does want to travel towards you and spend time with you. And I feel divine timing is saying, the time is now. So let's jump in with some tarot. Oh, there's some truth being revealed, and I feel because the feminine has gone through purification and has stood in her authentic truth, this is revealing all of the thieving, the lying, the cheating, exposure, confession energy perhaps as well, and illumination. No more hiding behind that mask. No more hiding behind the lies. So what else needs to come through for the divine masculine, please, for the week ahead? We'll see what energies need to come through for the masculine. Well, the cards aren't very talkative today. But we will get some messages for the divine masculine for the week ahead. 10 of Wands. I can no longer carry this burden. A conscious release of what needs to be released. The burden of holding on to a relationship that's dead, that's being released. I feel a lot of the karmics have been clinging, not wanting to accept this ending. Scorpio. I know from my own journey, my divine masculine's karmic is a Scorpio South Node. Very manipulative energy. And there is going to be a release of that burden. And there is going to be a message. The masculine is going to be delivering a message. I'm no longer emotionally invested. I also feel a huge outpouring of emotions and emotional breakdown. This isn't working. And preparing to lay that new foundation with the divine feminine. And I also feel a lot of the masculines very well could be struggling financially. And this is to get them to break down their walls. So financial ruin in order to get the masculine to lay that new foundation with the feminine, who I feel has kind of turned her back. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She's got a golden opportunity. She's heart-centered. She's not all about the money, but the money flows when you're in your heart-centered truth. And so laying that new foundation, a breakdown, an emotional breakdown. The masculine has been watching you, spying on you, trying to figure out how to approach, how to talk about the blocked emotions, the releasing of a connection that's been long dead and gone, likely for the last couple of years, but clinging to control for the status quo, and that rug getting pulled out of the masculine's life in order for this healing to commence. And a lot of bad karma playing out for that unrequited love situation that I feel is coming to a dead stop because it was a bad investment. And there was lies, there was secrets, there was lies, secrets, nothing but a power struggle. And all the masculine wants to do is come back for that missed opportunity with the divine feminine. So let's dig into the divine feminine's energy, death. We're all done. We're all done going into that wounded warrior energy. A lot of the feminines had to go into their masculine energy and only worry about themselves because nobody was there to pick us up from rock bottom when the masculine promised to be there. And we're all done going into the pain. I feel a lot of the feminines are walking away. I'm all done. I don't need to heal from this third party ghosting situation. I'm all done with that toxicity. And so a lot of the feminines have done that final layer of going through the shadow aspects of this death. I feel a rebirth energy. No more third party interference. All done feeling abandoned, ghosted, left out in the cold. All done obsessing about the masculine. I've healed those emotional wounds. I've healed from that. And so the feminine is really walking the spiritual path in the energies is what I'm feeling. What else needs to come through? Healing. Moving forward and healing. So moving to calmer waters. I feel a lot of the feminines really are embracing their authenticity and coming into a lot of good fortune. The masculine's hitting an emotional wall, an emotional outburst, facing all kinds of bad karma. And the feminine's coming into all kinds of blessings, fortune, and healing. Wishes being granted. And I feel a lot of the feminines are, you know, sitting in this Queen of Swords energy. So I think a lot of the feminines need to ask themselves, you know, a lot of us want to have that conversation and we want to just dump that cup of love out like the masculine did to us when we offered our heart to him. He kind of just callously dumped out that love. What am I supposed to do about it? I know I want you. I know I love you. But I got this entanglement to deal with and I'm just not going to deal with you. And so are you really able to forgive the past once and for all, divine feminine? Get honest with yourself. Because if the masculine comes back and all you want to do is dump that cup out tit for tat, then we're really not going to have that clean slate because there is a brand new beginning here. And I feel a lot of the feminines really have dumped that cup of love out and they're only giving it to themselves. And so are we able to move past the illusion, the grief, the pain, the third party drama, and can we start anew with that Ace of Cups? Because that's going to be a challenge. I feel a lot of the feminines are receiving a blessing of some sort, a gift from the universe, a golden opportunity. But we need to decide if we're willing to give the masculine that cup of love back or not. Because on the heart of hearts, the feminine still wants this. But at the same time, we want to hurt the masculine like he's hurt us, I feel. And so we're really going to be needing to shift our perceptions in the energy. So the feminine is also at a crossroads. You know, we've gone through that crucifixion. We were crucified, we were slandered, we were defamed, we were gossiped about, we were talked about, made fun of. And now the masculine is going through that energy of embarrassment, humiliation. And so we got to go into that core wound again. We are going to be receiving a message about this past betrayal. So we can finally walk away from it once and for all. But are you willing to fill that cup again? Are you willing to open up your heart to this connection? Because bottom line is we're kind of chained. We're chained to this connection until we master self-love. And so get ready to have the masculine come forward for that reconciliation. And we're going to have to make that final judgment call as well. Do you want that new beginning? Because it will lead to a solid family foundation, a legacy for the future. But there is going to need to be a moment in time where we put the past to bed once and for all when it comes to this past betrayal. Are we able to heal that? Can we go in the heart and heal that? Can the masculine do what it takes to come forward and have that conversation so we can work together again? We got to talk about the lies. We got to talk about the stealing, the thieving, the cheating. And I feel the masculine knows it's time to take action towards the feminine. So let's grab some twin flame oracle messages and see what else. So chakra balancing. We do all need to balance and clear our chakras for this energy flow to flow freely between the counterparts this week. And so what do you need to do to balance your inner masculine and feminine energies in order to reach a state of wholeness? Because the feminine holds the key, the blueprint key to this union. And so a lot of rebalancing. The feminines need to go back into their feminine energy. We've had to be the masculine in our lives. Many of us have had to be the masculine. And so I feel we're being asked to create that space. Do you have room in your life, in your heart, for the masculine to arrive? Because there is going to be a fated imminent meeting. We need to celebrate. We are drawing nearer. And I feel there's a lot of instant changes playing out this week as the masculine goes through this very intense disillusionment. Not right now, Savvy. And so I feel really releasing those gender roles when it comes to our negative human patterning. And there is a lot of power struggles going on in the masculine's life this week. Conflict stemming from past life karma and divine feminine. Go into self-love. Go into that alchemy of hearts. And know that there is a miracle coming because we are manifesting these divine counterpart unions. We are co-creating all of our desires, and the feminine is coming into all of those blessings. And there is going to be a huge change in the wind as the masculine shifts out of these difficulties, is what I'm feeling. So we're going to get a couple last messages from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. And I will close off with a major arcana from the Archangel Power Tarot cards. So the masculine is so deeply affected, more so than you actually have known, I feel. And they don't want you to take what happened personally because it really was them, their fears, their ego. And I feel a lot of them are getting into a much better headspace now. And they are deeply regretting that they did not do right by you. And if you've given it to your masculine, if you've laid it on the table, your words are still lingering in their mind. And so I know I've laid into mine several times for, you know, the lack of acknowledgement and all of the damage done to my children and myself. And there's never, ever been any acknowledgement of that. And so I do feel the masculine wishes he could take back the things he said and he's done. And that Leo energy, his heart is telling him to just do it because you're like this inspiration to the masculine, and your beauty moves him as if it was the first day he's seen you. So there's gonna be like a spontaneous coming together. I feel like spontaneous combustion. The masculine is just fed up in that karmic contract, and all he can think about is you. He thinks about you day and night. He's watching you online. He's looked you up online to see what you've been up to see if you moved on. And he's just not able to forget you. He knows that you are his home. And he sees you as this angelic being, and he can no longer ignore the signs. He's reminded of you constantly. It's like it's haunting him, and I think he's going to come back, and he's not going to be the same person that we remember. So we'll get a couple messages. What else can we expect for the week ahead for the counterparts? The world, we're coming full circle. We're rounding completion. We're rounding conclusion of this painful karmic lesson, stepping into spiritual growth, and there is going to be a very honest conversation with the Ace of Swords. It's time to clear up these communication problems once and for all, because the lack of communication is only hindering the masculine's progress, creating all kinds of road bumps and challenges, and there is going to be a sudden revelation this week that will offer the masculine freedom and break him free from that enslavement. And he is being encouraged to embrace the opportunities that this change is bringing so he can manifest the life that he truly wants. A successful new beginning. And the masculine knows there's a better way. There is always a better way. And so pause for reflection and insight, daring to be different. And he needs to come in and fight for justice and equality with the feminine. He needs to make things right. And there is definitely some karma playing out in your favor this week, Divine Feminine. And you know, you've already been receiving these powerful insights. You've already done the reflection and the meditation. And I feel a lot of the feminines are at peace, which is bringing in that stable, efficient, masculine energy, preparing him to take charge of this situation. So believe in yourself, Divine Feminine. Masculine, believe in yourself. Listen to your heart. Go towards what brings you that joy and that bliss. And that's what I've got for the week ahead, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, I encourage you to check out that description box below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video, comment on the video, share the video to get it out there, to help circulate the video, to help the channel grow. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.